Everyone wants to change their life. Most of us start big new routines, strict diets, massive goals, and 2 weeks later, we're exhausted, guilty, and scrolling again. BJ Fogg, a behavior scientist at Stanford, says the problem isn't you. It's that you're trying to climb a mountain before you've taken a single step. His book, Tiny Habits, flips the self-help formula upside down. It's not about doing more. It's about doing smaller, so small that success becomes inevitable. Welcome to Summary Central, where we turn powerful books into lessons you can actually use. If you enjoy this breakdown, tap the like button. It helps this video reach more curious minds. And subscribe so you never miss another big idea told small. The myth of motivation. Motivation is unreliable. You can't build a life on something that changes with your mood. That's why Fogg created his simple formula. Behavior pals motivation packed ability packed prompt. When motivation drops, shrink the task. If ability is low, make it easier. And always have a clear prompt, a trigger that reminds you what to do. Instead of, I'll work out every day, start with, after I brush my teeth, I'll do 1 push-up. That phrase, after I will, anchors your new habit to something you already do. You don't need a new routine. You just need a new attachment point. Start tiny, feel good. Fogg's golden rule. Make the habit so small you can't fail. 1 tooth, 1 push-up, 1 breath. Because small success builds momentum, and momentum builds identity. Most people think change starts with discipline. Fogg says it starts with emotion. When you do something good, no matter how small, celebrate immediately. Smile, say yes, do a victory nod, anything that sparks a positive feeling. That tiny burst of pride releases dopamine, which tells your brain, remember this, repeat it. Habits aren't built by repetition alone. They're built by emotionally rewarding repetition. Identity over outcome. This is the secret layer underneath everything. You don't need to force new actions. You need to adopt a new story. When you floss 1 tooth, you're not practicing hygiene. You're practicing identity. You're voting for the kind of person who takes care of themselves. Small wins accumulate into self-belief. And once you believe something about yourself, you'll act to stay consistent with it. That's why 1 push-up can lead to 50. Not because you planned it, but because your brain starts saying, I'm that person now. If that idea clicks for you, that small wins rewrite identity, give this video a like. It helps more people discover ideas that actually work. Design beats discipline. You don't fail because you're weak. You fail because your environment is badly designed. If your phone is next to your bed, you'll scroll. If chips are in sight, you'll snack. If your running shoes are hidden, you won't run. So make the good behaviors easy and the bad ones hard. Put fruit where you can see it. Leave a full glass of water by the sink. Keep your gratitude journal open on your desk. When the right choice becomes the easiest choice, you don't need discipline. You just need design. Success momentum. Something magical happens once one habit sticks. Fogg calls it success momentum. That small feeling of progress leaks into everything else. You start tidying your desk and end up organizing your finances. You drink water in the morning and end up walking after lunch. 1 win fuels the next because success feels good and your brain chases that feeling. This is how change compounds, not through pressure, but through positive emotion. Troubleshooting change. When a habit fails, don't blame yourself. Debug the design. Ask, is it too big? Is the cue unclear? Is the action joyless? Fix one thing and keep experimenting. Behavior is a design project, not a character test. Once you see it that way, guilt turns into data and frustration turns into creativity. The tiny habit garden. Fogg compares life to a garden. You don't plant everything at once. You start with a few easy seeds, tiny behaviors that make your day slightly better. Water them with emotion, celebrate them often, then add more seeds as you grow. Soon, your garden fills with small actions that collectively define who you are. You change not by pulling weeds of bad habits, but by growing flowers of good ones. The takeaway. Here's the entire system in one breath. Shrink the behavior until it's easy. Anchor it to something you already do. Celebrate every win. Redesign your environment for frictionless success. And remember, you are not broken. Your system is. Transformation doesn't start with massive effort. It starts with a single tiny habit and the decision to feel good about doing it. So maybe your first one happens right now, like this video. Take one deep breath, smile. Congratulations, you just practiced a tiny habit.